Stefanie, what first drew you to the role of Carrie?
I was so excited when I first read about Carrie. She's a really strong person, and but with that, she has a very sensitive side as well. And you know, she comes from this really intense cult where she learns to fight to death from an early age. But that was really fun to play with. But then when she meets Tasha and Nolan in the real world and kind of learns their humor and their love for each other and kind of has to soften up a little bit, that was pretty fun too.
Misha, I loved your turn in Freaky last year, and I love seeing you in this as well. What is it about supernatural thrillers that kind of attracts you?
Wow. I like that they can tackle real life big problems and issues, but through a lens that's very entertaining and scary and spooky. So the audience gets entertained, but then they leave the theater and they're talking about like things like gender identity and classism and environmental stuff, all things that we tackle in this show. So it's a great vehicle to get people talking about important things.
Sofia, too, your character has such an interesting kind of friendship with Carrie right off the bat and tries to help unravel this cult. If you were her in real life, how would you handle a situation like that?
I mean, there are a lot of there's a lot of me in Tasha. Definitely kind of the immediate, like, oh my God, let's be besties, come over, let's have a sleepover. I can relate to someone telling me that there's a literal door to hell in the woods by my house. Not really sure how I would take that piece of information. I think I would relate in a way where I would kind of distract myself from that, or, you know, have a bit of denial. And then of course, once I come face to face with it, I think I would just run and hide.
I'd love to speak with each of you about working with Krysten Ritter for the first 4 episodes as a director and also an executive producer.
I love Krysten. She definitely had such an epic vision for the show, especially for my experience with her in the role of Carrie was from the very beginning, she knew how she wanted to be rough and tough and wear men's clothes and not really play into any girl fighting. You know, a lot of the fighting does take place between women, but she wanted us to be clothed and fight really dirty and make it as brutal as possible. So from a feminist aspect, she was like, I really loved her vision and how committed she was to bringing it to life in that way, when it could be so easy to kind of just make it, you know, in a bit of a different way, which she always just says it's been done before. So I really appreciated that about her.
Yeah, no, Krysten is, on and off set, just an awesome human being, such a boss. Like, she gets it done. She was so thorough. She knew exactly what she wanted the show to look like. And what I really loved was that she was always open to what we kind of had to add to it and would be straight up with us, you know, if something worked or if it didn't. And she's awesome. I freaking love her.
I can only say very similar things. She brought so much energy and love to set, but it was always so focused, and she knows how to walk that line of like being an actor's director and making sure that we feel comfortable and that we get the take and that our emotions are all in the right place, but also being a champion for the crew and a champion for getting the day done on time. She's a true boss. Like, it was just amazing to work with her.